What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies. Now, community sentiment is down probably at its lowest level since last summer. And as I said in yesterday's video, I am also frustrated by the team's lack of communication and the lack of progress on things like MTL. However, short-term frustration and long-term conviction can coexist. In this video, I want to talk about why I haven't lost my conviction in my investment. At the end of the video, I'm going to preview Dan and Dave's pre-recorded video that's coming out in the middle of next week and talk about what I think they need to say in order to shift community sentiment. So if you like this sort of content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is linked down below. So if you look at the 1 month chart, you'll see that the Omi token is down about 50% over the last 4 weeks. Now, of course, all markets have been down, but there's much more to this story. There's a lot of unrest in the community. Now, whenever there's turbulence and things aren't moving in the right direction, it's always a good idea to go back and revisit your thesis. And my thesis is that VEVE will be the most dominant NFT platform with the most high-profile licenses in the world, and that the Omi token will fuel that ecosystem. Now, there's been a lot of frustration, and as I said in yesterday's video, I am frustrated as well. But has that changed my thesis? All right, now there are two parts to that thesis. The first is that VEVE will be the most dominant NFT platform. The second is that Omi will fuel the ecosystem. So let's look at part one, that being VEVE. Even though the secondary market is well off its highs back in January, it is undeniable that the VEVE app is still performing extremely well. All right, they're releasing multiple drops per week that still sell out in less than a second. And there's tons of money still, even during this time of frustration, uncertainty, doubt, even through all this FUD, there's still a ton of money flooding into VEVE on a daily basis. This spreadsheet comes courtesy of Puddin' Cheeks over on Twitter. If you're not familiar with him, give him a follow. He updates this daily. And it tracks all of the gem purchases in the VEVE app. And as you can see, there's still a ton of money flooding into the app. There were more than $2 million of gem purchases for the Golden Moments drop yesterday, over $1 million the day before, and during the week they were averaging close to $1 million a day. Last week's Pixar drop brought in over $2.5 million. So there's still a ton of money flooding into VEVE every day. So the app is showing strength even though the secondary market is down. Now there's not as much money flowing into the app as there was in January. There was well over $1 million flowing into VEVE during the euphoria phase of that bull run. But if you go back to December, you'll see that there is as much money flowing into VEVE as there was during December. So while VEVE, the app, is still making a ton of money and that part of the thesis holds up, the rest comes down to the team and whether or not they will follow through on what they said they will do and whether they will give Omi the utility that it needs in order to succeed. And while I think the team has done a terrible job in regards to MTL and the buybacks, I still trust them. I think that this is a passion project for David Yu that has been years in the making. They've secured partnerships with the biggest brands in the world, including Disney and the US Post Office. And when you have a partnership with a company like Disney, you're being vetted by Disney's lawyers, right? Disney is not partnering with SafeMoon, right? This is not the SafeMoon team, right? This is a team that has built a company from the ground up. I believe they've made terrible mistakes in regards to their communication. They have overpromised and underdelivered consistently. And when you do that, you're going to erode trust. Now, some people think that the team is misleading us. They think that they'll never follow through on the plan to give the Omi token utility. All right, and I can see why they believe that. It's because things have been overpromised and underdelivered. And, here we are, first quarter 2022, without a clear explanation as to why there are only 50 to 60 people with MTL. So I can understand the other side of the argument, and I'm not mad at that side of the argument. I think that we need to have these conversations, and the team needs to understand why some people have lost trust in them. All right, but I have not lost trust in the team. I do think they're going to follow through on Omi utility, but I do think that it's going to take time. I don't expect Omi to NFT until 2023. I don't expect real utility for this coin until sometime next year, okay? And that's just based on the fact that these things take time to roll out, and we've seen a number of delays already. I don't expect the VEVE to come this year. I expect it to come next year, all right? But when I invested in the Omi token, I invested in it as a long-term investment, all right? I wasn't looking at 2022 or 2023. I was looking at 2025, and I think it's important to have realistic expectations. If you thought that this coin was going to 30 cents this year, that was unrealistic. You know, when people were investing in Ethereum back in 2017, they were investing in a project that wasn't yet fully developed. There wasn't a whole lot going on the blockchain at that time, and it took years for Ethereum to get to where it is now, and it still has work to do, all right? They still haven't finished ETH 2.0. It's still experiencing growing pains. Now, it's become cliche and almost a joke to say that we are early to VEVE and Omi, but the fact of the matter is that we are early, and this is what being early on a project is like. Right? There are growing pains. Things take time to develop. This project is likely going to take years to become fully developed, and even then, it will still grow and continue developing. All right, now those years are going to feel like an eternity because we're constantly tethered to our phones. We're constantly on Twitter. We're constantly asking when something will happen. And as I said in my video yesterday, the team has to do a better job. They need to underpromise and over-deliver. That's what the best businesses do. You don't do the opposite of that. So this week is a great opportunity for Dan and Dave to take control of the narrative and to provide clear explanations as to what's going on with MTL, all right, why we are where we are in the process. Tell us what's going on with the tokenomics of the project, all right, and give people a peace of mind because they do need to regain the trust of some of the members in the community. Now, is it possible that if the team continues to make the same mistakes over and over again, and if they haven't learned from their previous mistakes, is it possible that at some point I could lose my conviction? Yes. I'm constantly looking to protect my investment. I'm looking to challenge my thesis to make sure that it still holds up, because that's what good investors do. And we shouldn't label, everyone who disagrees with us, we shouldn't label everything as FUD. We should listen to the other side of the argument, take in the information, form our own opinions. And my opinion is that VEVE is growing into the dominant NFT platform with the biggest brands and licenses in the world, and that the team will follow through on giving the Omi token utility, and it will power the VEVE app. All right, that is what I think. Nothing has changed. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, good or bad. If you like this content, make sure you hit the like button on your way out and subscribe to the channel. As always, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.